welcome to Center for Victory's podcast of Your Best Day Yet. Here at Center for Victory, we're here to unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. I'm Eric Guy, Chief Victory Officer, here with the boss today. Finally got her on. My wife, Tammy, she takes care of everything here at Center for Victory. I'm really excited about this. This month we've been talking about how to get your heart right. Everybody's wanting to hear from you. More so probably how you put up with my crap. But I want to start it out on more of a good sense here with a quote from Henry Cloud. He said, "Spouses in healthy relationships cherish each other's space and are champions for each other's causes." And we've really had that. I mean, this I think a lot of people look at, especially when I'm outside of the state of Pennsylvania, look at and say, well, this is your company. It really isn't. This started just as something that was actually in our heart that we felt we needed to do, and it just has really snowballed into what we have today. And it's pretty exciting, and I'm excited for you to be sharing with our viewers and listeners today. We've been through a lot. I don't think it looks like it, but I mean, we've been together for 26 years.
26.
And we've been through a lot together. We've been through a lot of good things. We've had our some really big struggles, especially around health for the both of us, but more so you, and how you've overcome that and how we got through that. I mean, there was a point where we've lost everything, and climbed back out of that, especially with our strong family around us. So there's just been a lot of things that have gone on. I just wonder what you believe has been the biggest contributor for us being able to do life together, make it through all those struggles, but also work together for so long. Because what people don't know, I mean, if you were actually looking at just experience, we do a lot with leadership and things like that, and with kids, but I mean, you have the background with kids. You were a teacher for many, many years and helping me get the company up and going while teaching. But also you have your master's in organizational leadership.
I do.
All right, which is kind of ironic. But what are some things that you think are contributors for us being able to do life together and work together so well?
I think probably one apparent one is that we share the same values in all areas of our life. We approach everything with that value system, that moral compass, and it really intertwines everything together that we do. So I think that's probably the first apparent one. We both have a heart for people. It's trickled into our children and our family. But that is first and foremost, what drives us is helping people. I don't know. I think we have an appreciation for our differences, and there are many. We're definitely two very, very different people. We look at the world differently, and we approach life differently. But I think just having an appreciation for those differences and trying to understand the other person and putting yourself in their shoes is huge for us, and that's really helped us.
We really had to learn that. I would say the first year was rough trying to figure out, because behaviorally we don't act at all the same.
No.
But it's really built, and I know this is a big one for me. It's really built a foundation of trust. When I can say I fully trust somebody, the idea that I got from one of my friends, I didn't come up with this, but he's a speaker too. But it's back-to-back people. Like, I feel like we are back-to-back people. There are a couple people in my life that are back-to-back people that I trust.
Absolutely.
Going into anything, and I think that has really been a huge contributor for us. Because I never have to question that, and when you never have to question that, it really helps knowing going through hey, we got this. I don't know how it's going to happen, but we got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably our biggest one.
Yeah.
And I trust that what you say is going to happen. It is.
Even if it sounds crazy.
It's going to happen.
Tips. So some tips that you could give folks, when we talk about how we did life together and work together. But what are some like little tips that you could give people on, hey, do this or start here? Because a lot of people, I think we take it for, well, I know we take it for granted because there are discussions that we've had in front of people, in front of other couples that make them really nervous or uncomfortable. I remember having a contractor here one time, and we were joking with one another, and that's what we do. I mean, I love that you're different, like, and you love that I'm different. I know we drive each other nuts, but we own that. And it was making him nervous, and he's like,
so bad.
And he actually said, "You guys are making me nervous," and we just looked at that because it was like regular dialogue.
Just bantering, yeah.
But what are some tips that you would give some folks?
I think we've had to learn to be intentional, and be intentional with our relationship. Intentionally have literally schedule time for each other. It's been huge to be intentional with our relationship. It helps that connection, which is the key to the relationship. I think we had to learn to really, I don't know if be honest is necessarily or transparent, really just saying what we need. That was a really big one for me because I came from a family that didn't share a lot. So I had to really learn how to say, this is something I need from you, and it's still hard sometimes.
And you're the needy one?
Oh gosh, no. He's definitely the needy one. Very needy, which was an adjustment for me because, I came from a very different background, and I tend to be very reserved and a little more formal, obviously, than him. So, that was a learning curve for me. And I think for us, it's truly just, if we actually are upset with each other, and we never yell, argue, but if we disagree with each other or we're struggling with a decision that the other one made, I think it's been really important to stop and look at why they're making that decision or why they're saying what they're saying, and trying to put yourself in the other person's place, and just trying to see their perspective.
Yeah.
And understanding his perspective on things is very helpful for me. I very rarely get too upset, but that's been a learned skill.
Look out when you do.
You should know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point.
Yeah. Speaking of differences, we talked a lot about that, but I think this is the biggest thing that how we've made it work. And again, I don't want to paint a picture that this is easy, by any means, because I know that you get really frustrated with me sometimes. I get really frustrated with you, but we are totally opposite personality-wise, and I know when we talk about our personalities, we've actually disguised them in some of the retreats that we've had and put them up on a screen and say, hey. With other couples and have gone through some personality things with other couples at retreats, and we put them up on a screen and I say to them, hey, look, tell me how this couple would interact, and 70% of the audience says they would be divorced. So there's nothing that's the same with us, and it's very unique, and it's been very helpful, but it's taken a lot of work. But I think it's been a blessing too. So how does being totally opposite personality wise help us in life and business?
In business, it's just that we see things from different angles. We approach things different ways, but we kind of cover all ground. I tend to really like to be behind the scenes and not in front of the camera. And you like to be, the center of attention and up in front of people, and it works for us. I would rather stay in the back and plan and, organize and so on. So, business-wise, it's definitely been a good thing.
Mm-hmm. What's funny about that is, as I've noticed when I'm doing the business, what's funny about when I come home and I just have that time with you, I tend to be more of the reserved one. Like it switches because my gas tank is just empty.
It's empty.
And, having somebody, the benefit for me is having somebody that doesn't need that. You don't need that. You just need that close time with me.
Right.
But that's really been a big benefit. And then when I do need to recharge, go out, do something, let's go. But that's been big for me, is to look at that
Right.
differently. What else? I know there's a couple things that have really benefited us.
Well, it's been huge for our family.
Yeah.
We have 2 children. They're both in college now. And I think raising them with parents that are very different has just been fantastic for them. And they know who to come to get help with homework, and they know who to go to when they want to go have all their friends over and, hang out at the house and so on, and have a good time.
And it's never been who's the better parent. I think that's the big thing.
Never.
It's been like, okay, yeah, you should go ask your mother for help with your homework.
Right.
It's not because I don't know the answer. It's your mom's going to be patient with you, walk you through the process.
Right.
I'm more likely to say,
Right.
don't do it that late. Let me tell you how I do it. And that's not good.
Yeah.
When they're going through school, they need to learn it a certain way. But boy, if they need an interrupt somebody, I'm the guy.
You are the guy for that, absolutely. And I don't know, I feel like it pushes us outside of our comfort zone, what our strengths are. So, you being very outgoing pushes me to, go be okay with being around people and, try new things. And that's not natural for me, but it's good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been that way with our kids as well. We definitely, they're different personalities than us as well. But, I think...
Well, it's been good. I mean, we started really talking to them when they were 11 and 12 about the differences and
right.
and things like that, and going back and forth. Like, sometimes it might seem like an argument. We're just working through
Right.
how we see things different, and we have to be mindful of that. But it's been a big teaching moment, and they've embraced that pretty well. And just to see people differently, because a lot of the things that we go through, a lot of the issues that we go through are people issues.
They are. Well, and I think the fact that our DNA is okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not wrong that I'm reserved and you're not. It's not right that I'm reserved and you're not. Like, it's just, this is who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And how can we utilize those characteristics to the best of our ability in all areas, in the business, with our children, and so on. It's been a really important aspect for us.
Absolutely. That's it for now, because I know I got another ask next month, because next month we're doing a whole spotlight on women, and hopefully we can have you back and continue to chat about that, since we got the cobwebs out on this one. But I love talking with you like this, and not many people get to see it. I mean, because you're the rock that grounds me, and we talk about that grounding. I speed home just from the airport just to get a little extra time, with you. But all in all, we learned to do that together, not just in life, but in business. And it's it's been challenging, but I think we've given people some good tips to take, because there's a lot of people that work together, and there's a lot of benefit to that. We're frustrated some days, but the question we don't have to ask each other when we leave the office is, how was work today? We already know.
We do. It's improved quality of life for us.
Yeah, so it's
being together all the time.
And it is nice, and there's a lot of good things out, but it does take a lot of work. That's what I want people to hear. It takes a lot of work, but is it worth it? Absolutely. Can you do it? Absolutely. And I don't care who, because we're completely different. Never seen another couple so different. But I'm going to leave you with this, and I think it says something about the two of us here. It's just a quote. It says, a spouse is someone you can live with. A soulmate is someone you can't live without. So I can't live without you, babe. You're my soulmate. So that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave the video a like and leave a comment down in the comment section below. We'd also appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to get notified when we post next. As always, if you'd like more information, visit us at centerforvictory.com. And remember, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, make this your best day yet. See you later.